am Lee Morrison. I'm a visual artist, and I create paintings with acrylic using large format canvas with abstract and figurative qualities. I think being an artist was something that always caught my attention when I would see other artists, whether it was music, performance, or painting. But painting always had something a little bit special, and it always caught my eye. I haven't been painting my entire life. This is sort of a more recent thing. I've been painting for about 14 years, so not a lot. And I think I always wanted to paint ever since I was young, but I come from Chile. I grew up not with art in my life, and so it was something that it was never really considered as an option. And so my path was not of an artist, but undoubtedly I was able to be an artist. I remember the first time I created a painting. I went into a store because I am self-taught. I'd just been sort of didactically learning how to paint. And I asked the person that worked there sort of, hey, what do you recommend? And he recommended what anybody would, just a couple of tubes of paint and a big canvas. And I just went at it. And I think from that moment on, I haven't really stopped painting. I think it was always inside of me. I was just never able to channel that. You know, my family is supportive, and we've been fighting my imposter syndrome for like a little bit. And I mean, that takes a little introspection. But once you realize that, hey, perhaps art does have a place for me, my art and my personality and what I want to do unequivocally exist, then you are an artist. I feel like from that moment on, I just have not stopped, even though I didn't get started until my early 40s. What inspires me is nature. I love plants and I love the green, which is why I love my Oregon. Everything that it's green, everything that it's sort of organic, I really like. But I think inspiration for me comes from just about everything and just little things. I have goats, so maybe we'll go and take a look at those 17 little guys running around, but they inspire me when I have to do my chores in the barn and clean the stall. And I think it just puts me in the moment. My fractal forest that we see right here, now this collection is really special to me, and it has different kinds of inspiration. You know, this has to do with just everybody sort of accepting each other's point of view and validating the fact that, you know, we all walk in different shoes. And if we walked in those people's shoes, then we would do exactly what they do. It's just sort of how it goes. Unable to stop being an artist is because I realize that when I get people to see my work, they inevitably see me, and I like that. I think that's the entire point of this. It's to be able to show myself in a way that I can't be outside my work. So I let them do all the talking, and that's why I'm an artist, and that's how it started, and that's why I couldn't, you know, stop painting, because I need to. It's a primal need that I have, and that's why it makes me feel like I've always been an artist. I don't have a specific name for that collection yet. It's quite fresh. I've done about 3 or 4 pieces, and that piece right there that needs to be varnished today was finished yesterday. But it's inspired in nature. I think it's inspired in the romanticism for the delicate things. So to me, there's a lot of beauty, not in pretty, but there's a lot of beauty in allowing things that are fragile to have a chance. I want that collection to sort of honor when things take time. And so I have a lot of little scribbles on it, as if it carries a journey inside the painting, almost as if it was the page in someone's journal, distilling all of the essence of going through time and exploring how the things that are fragile get a chance to become what they needed to be without being sort of taken over by stronger things. I absolutely love acrylics. I am a huge fan of acrylic because the obvious reason, just gives you beautiful colors. You can just find really high pigmented colors, which is probably not the main reason. You're probably thinking I was going to say because they dry fast. we can backtrack and yes, because they dry fast. I love the fact that they don't give me a lot of time to mess with it and to keep going back, because if you give me a certain amount of time, I will use all of it. If it takes 2 days to dry, I will be playing with it for 2 days. The beauty of acrylic to me is that it can dry really quick, because obviously we can extend the drying time. That's a whole other conversation. But it dries really fast and it tells me you're done. Stop with this layer. You're done. There's nothing you can do. You cannot go back. You can add to it. You can change it, but you can't go back and it's finished. And I absolutely love that because it limits me. On the same token that it has really great pigments, I absolutely love that. I love dynamic colors. This is all acrylic and you find really, really deep hues with it. And the fact that it's so versatile and it gives me the options to go really chunky, really textured, like probably ½ an inch in some places that I really wanted to. And then I can make it so smooth, so seamless, almost look like airbrush. And then be able to play within those two spectrums, I really like. Because it takes me about several days, 4 days to a week to 2 weeks to finish one piece. And so I'll simultaneously work on them and it's quite challenging and it's quite entertaining. For this collection, usually the background has about 4 layers, 5 layers. And so for this surface area, you know, waiting and then continuing to do more. And then the trees themselves have about 4 or 5 layers. And then after that, I do the fractal pieces. And so just layering the work and just sort of, it's funny because sometimes you have an idea of what you want, and I think never I've finished with what I thought I was gonna start with. I love that it's sort of art takes over. It ends up being, you know, its own thing, because I don't work a lot with sketches. It's not my style to do a sketch and then do the work. I like to grab a big 4-foot painting, 3-foot painting, 6-foot painting, put it on, stare at it, and then just go for it. Physically, I don't do any pre-work, but yeah, oftentimes I'll end up with something that it wasn't 100% intentionally what I wanted, and I absolutely love that.